First, we open Google Drive and click on the Data Excel spreadsheet, which opens the spreadsheet in Google Sheets. Now I'm zooming out a little bit, and the first thing we want to do is enter the percents A, T, G, and C for HTLV. So I select the GenBank accession number and copy that number. Then I'm going to follow the link provided on the spreadsheet. That takes us to the NCBI database. We can paste that accession number for the HTLV genome sequence into the search bar and click Search on the right side. That will bring up the record of the HTLV genome sequence. We click FASTA just underneath the title HTLV, and that shows us the single letter DNA sequence of the HTLV genome. It's really big, and so there's a better way to do this than to just have you calculate the total number of T's, A's, G's, and C's in this huge sequence. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to a manuscript that has already calculated those data for us, and those are given by this link here to a retrovirology journal paper. So we click on that link and click Follow, and that takes us to the website of the journal and this paper, The Biased Nucleotide Composition of the HIV Genome, a Constant Factor in a Highly Variable Virus. And if we scroll down, just below the abstract, which tells us the general information about what's in the paper, in the bottom of the second paragraph, they tell us the percent A, percent C, percent G, and percent U, or T in this case. So we can copy all of that information by clicking and then choosing Copy, and I'll paste that here into our Google Sheet. Now I want to fill in the HTLV line, row 9, for percent A, percent T, percent G, and percent C. So first I'm going to use my finger to click in the cell for percent A, and then type in 23.6 and the check mark, which enters that value into that cell. I click the next cell. I press on my finger in the formula bar below at the bottom of the screen, type in the percent T, hit the check mark. That enters that value into that cell. Now the next thing I want to do is to look at the next instruction. So we want to calculate the ratio of A to T for this first organism, Diplococcus pneumoniae. So I select the cell, type equals, which means I'm going to enter a formula, and then I poke E4, which is the reference to the percent A, and divide that by F4, the cell that contains the percent T. I choose the check mark. That enters that formula that then divides the percent A by percent T. Now we notice that that value didn't show up as numbers, it showed up as number signs, which meant that this value was not formatted as a number. So I've just gone through and selected to show that as a number that's formatted. And now we're going to do the same operation for the values for the G to C ratio. Equals cell reference divided by the other cell reference, the check mark on the right side of that line to enter that formula. We can format this value as a number. It will no longer show up as number signs, but the ratio of G to C in the Diplococcus pneumoniae genome.